Yo, what's going on, guys? It's BrendanMushi, and we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of catching up to do. So before we get to that, I do want to apologize that I haven't uploaded any videos really lately or been streaming. I've just been super lazy. Like, that's just 100% on me, so I apologize for that. But I do plan to get out some dope videos for you guys that I want to work hard on, such as guide videos for the other characters I haven't done yet, some Melty Blood coverage, and the Guilty Gear Strive story recap. So I do plan to get all that stuff out, so just be patient with me, and I do plan to stream more, so I apologize. Just bear with me as I have these lazy streaks. Anyway, with that said, what I want to talk about in this video today is the developer's backyard, so we can see where Arxis' head is at with the development of this game and the direction it's going to go, my thoughts and opinions on that, and what I think the lifespan of this game is going to look like. Because a lot of people right now are starting to feel like, you know, the game is starting to hit a ceiling. So I want to give my thoughts and opinions on that, as well as my thoughts and opinions on Goldlewis now that we've had more time with him. So first, since the developer's backyard starts off talking about Goldlewis, I want to give my thoughts on the character since I've had some ample time with him now. Personally, I think this character is difficult to figure out, and in his current state, unless you're like a specialist with him, I think this character's dog shit. I'm sorry, I just don't think this character's good. I think that he gets bullied in neutral by almost everyone. His special moves are virtually useless outside of neutral. His defense is terrible due to the fact he doesn't have a double jump, so his mobility is kind of poor. He's slow. He gets bullied when he gets knocked down or pressured in the corner because he has no meterless reversal. He basically loses every matchup in the game in neutral because he has no useful special moves to use in neutral. Using the bomb for Oki is a lot harder to set up than we initially thought it would be. It's just really slow. And so the only time when Goldlewis is really strong is when he actually is pressuring you on top of you in the corner, and he's able to actually deal like a lot of chip damage to you, mix you up with highs and lows, and that's when he opens up his highest damage potential and can crank your risk gauge. But it's like, I don't know, to me, he just kind of feels like Potemkin without a pop buster. It's like, I don't know. I personally, let me know how you guys feel about playing this character. I think as a character, he's cool. I wish that he used the alien a little bit more in terms of his moveset, just a little bit more. But I mean, overall, I think that he has some interesting moves. I don't think he's a like wasted character slot. I wouldn't go that far. He's not really my cup of tea, but I tried him out. I thought he's kind of fun, but at the same time, he's very clunky and slow and unintuitive. Getting the right behemoth typhoon to come out is like flipping a coin. I swear to God, I get the wrong input all the time, and it's just kind of weird to play. He just feels weird to play, so maybe time will tell. Maybe somebody will prove me wrong with him in the future, but who knows. And also, I told you guys that the dude in the background of the Guilty Gear X Zerd sign stage was either him or his brother. I told you that man is probably Silver Lewis or Copper Lewis, I don't know, but I knew he was probably related to him. I called that shit. I told you. You doubted me, but I told you. Balance adjustments for the game. So they said that they're going to release a balance patch in August and then another one around October, which I like because I don't like balance patches that are like every month. Like, you want to let the game marinate a little bit, you know, so that people have time to actually smell the game. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like at this point the game is starting to stagnate. Like, people are kind of figuring out what the characters do more or less. Like, yeah, there's some advanced tech with every character, but for the most part, most of everyone's characters are kind of settled into their standard B&Bs and Oki setups and whatnot. Like, people, I understand where Sonic Fox is coming from. If you didn't know, they put out a tweet saying that they felt like the game was solved and that they were a little bit bored with it, that the ceiling was lower than what they wanted it to be. And I understand this because this was a concern that all of us had when we played the game in beta. This is nothing new at all. So I want to give my opinion on that as well. And personally, what I think is, I do think that Guilty Gear Strive is still fun. And I do agree that the ceiling is a lot lower than where I wish it was. I don't know how easy it would be for them to fix that with patches, because I think that the best way to fix things like that is by implementing more gameplay mechanics or changing the properties of the moves in the game, which both are things that take a lot of time and resources to implement. So I don't think Guilty Gear Strive is going to change very much from where it is, but the fact that they are looking at that is a good sign. It's at least a step in the right direction. They said that their main goals are strengthening characters that they believe to be lacking in power. Lost. and hopefully improving moves that don't have good options. So I'm hoping what this means is, okay, if they couldn't combo off of something before, now they can combo off. If they didn't get Oki off this thing before, now they get Oki off of it. Maybe buffing their damage output, stuff like that. Only to the characters that need it, such as Lost. Because they did say they're considering changing the damage output, which I think that's a mandatory change for this game. The damage is too high, especially on characters like Soul and Mei. It's like I get hit like once off a strike throw mix and just die, and it's like you don't even have Potemkin's mobility to warrant that. At least when Potemkin does it, I'm like, oh, okay, it's Potemkin. But then Mei or Soul does it to me, and I'm like, why? What is your drawback that allows you to do this much damage to me? I don't. Whatever. But this is the one I really want to talk about. So with the second update in October, we plan to make detailed overall adjustments to improve the depth and fun of the game. That sentence right there basically addresses what I was just talking about, the depth and fun of the game. We'd like to address the details at another time. However, as a general plan, our #1 priority is to make controlling the characters and playing matches more fun. And so I think that maybe this might have some adjustments to the mobility, maybe the Gatling system, who knows? They said that they were open to changing these things based on player feedback. And it does feel like the game is starting to stagnate. You know, we don't want to get into another Grand Blue Fantasy Versus situation where it's like, you know, all you can really do is the same canned strings with every character. You know, a lot of the characters are a little bit more homogenized in this Guilty Gear as opposed to the previous Guilty Gears. The Gatling system is a little bit more the Gatling system is a little bit more homogenized across the cast, and a lot of things feel limiting. People have been saying that for a long time. So how detailed is this patch? Personally, I wouldn't really hold my breath. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but it's like, you know, how big of changes could they really make to the game to make a big difference? I mean, who knows? Maybe they actually will release a patch to where it fundamentally changes the Gatling system, or it fundamentally changes a core mechanic of the game, or it allows people new combo routes, or it allows people to get Oki off of something they couldn't before. I do think that the game really, really does need something to boost that ceiling up a bit higher if it wants people who really want to play this game at a competitive level to continue playing it and having fun. Because I think what really makes a competitive game fun is pushing yourself to the next level. That's why people continue to play, because they want to improve. But if I feel like, you know, I've pretty much solved the game, if I feel like I'm doing the same combo routes, there's not really much I can do to like eke out extra damage in a really significant way, it's kind of fun. It kind of sucks the fun out of it, right? So I do hope that balance patch in October is a big change for the game. I think it's crucial, as well as a damage reduction patch. I think damage reduction and increasing the depth and fun of the game should be their top priority. So I'm really glad that it is, because to me it shows that they are listening. And I mean, hey, if Arxis was able to implement rollback netcode just because the fanbase asked for it, who knows? They clearly have shown that they care, so maybe they might actually implement something that does make an impactful change. But this has been my opinion on everything so far, my thoughts on Goldlewis, my thoughts on the upcoming balance patches and what the game needs, and if I think the game is kind of stale right now. I still think it's fun, but I definitely do feel that ceiling, you know, right above my head. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video as always. Peace out.